Fine. So two classes we discussed. These two classes I covered, like what are the concepts we are discussing in this project. Okay. So it is simply like shopping cart application. Okay. So we're discussing the shopping cart application. That shopping cart application. So what are the concepts we have? Those concepts we'll implement here. And now we are designing the screens as well as we are implementing the logics. Okay. So for designing screens, we are using HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, okay, and media queries. Those concepts I will cover first. After that, on the design screen, how to implement the logics by using React. So those we will discuss. Okay. So there is one pattern need to follow for this project batch because so React logics we are applying on the design screens, right? So what are the screens we are designing? For example, here, if you observe this, so this is flipkart.com. Yes, in this flipkart.com, if you observe here, so this is one design screen, right? So if I click on this, okay, now yes, the product is coming like that. So here, that complete information of the product we are displaying here. So that is coding. In backend, we are connecting the database and fetching the complete information of the product and displaying here. So again, with the help of this design, we are presenting this data. Means here it is every web page is the combination of both design and logics. Okay, that's why. So as a UI developer, you should know about how to design the screens and at the same time how to implement the logics on the design screens. That is the main concept of it. So for that already I shared, so just to join today, that's why again I'm resharing. So some few concepts which I discussed. So here, see, first we are discussing the screens, how to design the screens. So with the help of HTML, CSS and Bootstrap. After that, we will implement the logics by using React.js. Yes, okay, that is the concept of this. So now, actually, today we plan to start with HTML. Okay, so anyhow, I will start that one because we need to enter into the concepts. So 2 days we spend with the demo, what we're discussing, and payment gateway integration, deployment, unit test. Okay, all these things we will cover here, and how to use the Copilot and Gemini API. So that Gemini AI tool. So these AI tools also we are using here to work with this. Okay. Fine. Now we are starting with HTML. So because HTML is basic for us, I don't spend much time with this HTML. Only 1 or 1.5 day we are spending. Okay. After that, I will discuss the CSS concepts and Bootstrap. After that, React and how to frame the application using this React. Okay. Those things we'll discuss. Yes. So now, yeah. What is HTML? HTML is a web technology to design screens or web screens. So HTML is nothing but web technology we are using for what? To design the web screens. In this point of we are in this HTML. Is it clear? Yes? Yeah. So I am not discussing like HTML stands for hypertext markup language. Those basic things, you know. Okay. Yeah. Some main points we need to cover here in HTML. So HTML provides many elements, okay, to design web pages. So what are the elements we have here? Yes, img is one element, input is one element, like that. Okay, so these are different types of elements we are using. So every element we should enclose with angle brackets. Okay. To okay declare as tag. For example, here img is one element. That image you should place inside this angle brackets. Then only it comes as one tag. Is it clear? So browser can understand only the tags. Browser can understand tags. That is the point of this. What browser is understanding here? Tags it is understanding. So if you don't use this angle brackets, then browser point of it is a simple string text message. For example, here I am creating one program on the desktop. So here demo4.html I have given. So what is the file name? Demo4.html. Inside this, for example, I typed input. So what is this file? Demo4.html, and I have given input. Now, if you observe the result of this, where is that? Yes, here it is. Yeah. So this is the file. Open to see the result. Now it displays what it displays here. Yes, it displays the text or the text input. In case this input, if I place within the angle brackets like this, now you will get the text box like this. Because browser can understand tags. If I place inside this less than and greater than, then it becomes as one tag. Yes, browser can understand these tags only. Is it clear? Yes. Next point. Okay. See, one point is remember, if you are working as UI developer, your responsibility is designing as well as coding. Is it clear? In designing, definitely we are using HTML elements. Is it clear? Yes, that's why. So we are discussing first, we are starting with the HTML. Now, every element provides many properties. We can call them as tags. So every HTML element provides many properties. These properties are calling as tags, TAGS, tag. Sorry. Attributes. Okay. For example, IMG if we take, okay, what are the attributes we have here? So SRC, okay, and title like that. Input if you take, type like that. Okay, and placeholder like that. All these are properties. Is it clear? Now, if you take this image, yes, inside this image, if you observe this one, see, IMG source is one property. We are also calling it as attribute, right? Source is equal to, you have to specify some source of the image. See, in my desktop, I have one image that is all.jpg. Now I am using all.jpg. Now, if you save, see, we are closing like this with slash. I will discuss why we are closing with slash later. Even if you don't use slash, no problem. But it is not valid. Okay. So you are getting the output. But you should close with slash. That is proper format you are following. Okay. So here, after development of website, what we are doing, we are deploying this website in hosting servers. Okay. So then everyone start accessing your application. After 5 or 6 months, we are applying for the Google AdSense to display the ads. That time Google will check all your web pages which are hosted in the server, and it will check the HTML code, everything. So if you are not following any standards, they don't provide the Google AdSense. So that's why at the time of designing the HTML document, you must follow the standards. According to that, one standard is every tag should end with slash. Okay. Yes. So anyhow, these are basic points. Okay. Now the main point is, okay, yeah, how many types of HTML controls we have? That is the main point. Is it clear? How many types of HTML controls we have? Yes. So now you tell me the types of HTML controls. Anyone have idea? Anyone have idea on these HTML controls types? Yeah. So everyone feeling is that we know HTML, but no one knows, okay, the main points here, right? Yeah. Now we will discuss about that concept. So before that, what is element, okay, and what is tag? If you place any element within the less than and greater than symbol, then it becomes a tag. Okay. And what is property? Property or attribute, anyone you can call. So these points you got the clarity. Okay. HTML is not case sensitive. You can use any cases. For example, IMG you can use small or capital. Anything. Now if I refresh, you're getting the same result here. Okay. So you can also use IMG like this. Okay. So I will change the image to show the difference. Orange I have it. In my desktop, I have that image also. It displays that. Like that, it is not following the particular cases. Any cases you can use. Okay, fine. Now HTML, okay, elements are two types. So this is very important. You should know about this. Otherwise, you can't work with these UI technologies like React, Angular, etc. Because every UI technology is linked with HTML and CSS. Okay. Yeah. So what the first one? Container. And second one is non-containers. Yeah. Like that, these elements are two types. Yes. What the first one? Container. And second one is non-container. What is container? Yeah. What is the general meaning of container? Tell me. What is the general meaning? Chiru. Srinivas. Jana. Anyone. Mohammed.
Do not know, sir. In generic, which contains any
In
controls
generic only.
elements, containing
Which
any
can hold
controls.
goods.
Yes, yes.
Yes, which
All
can
the
hold goods. Goods means other elements, right? So means some other elements. A container can hold some elements, right? Okay. Here also same. Container can hold other elements. Okay. I told you different types of elements we have. Image, input, like that. All this comes under elements. So now if you take container, inside this container we can place other elements. Example of the containers, nothing but here, div, span, etc. Yes, all this comes examples of the container. Is it clear? Yeah. Means here div tag span. Next one, table is there, paragraph is there, anchor is there. All this comes under containers. Means inside these containers we can place other controls. That is the point of this. Okay. Yeah. For example, here, what is the reason to use the containers? Why we are using containers? Yeah. Containers we can use to hold multiple controls as a group. Yeah. What the reason of this? To hold the multiple controls as a group. We are in these containers. Okay. Now here, for example, you want to design login form in your React application. So login form contains username text box, password text box, and login button, right? Yeah, I will place that. So input type is called text, means it displays one text box. Okay. Now we can see this is one text box. In new line, one more text box I'm using here. Input type is equal to text. Like that is the second text box. And in new line, input type is equal to button. Now you can see no text we have on this button. That's why it displays like that. Value the property means attribute. Okay. Login. Like that simple login page we created. Now my concept is I want to group these three controls. Now all these three controls are inside any group or outside group. These are grouped elements or not?
Not,
No,
not, sir.
these are not grouped elements. Now I want to group these three elements, okay, by using any container. Now the question is, why should we group these elements? That is the main question. Yes. So for that, see, on top of this, one button I am taking, and the text on this button is show login. I have given like this. Is it clear? Yes. Now refresh. This is show login button. Now the requirement is when I click on this show login, then only I want to display this login elements. Means initial stage of this login element should be hidden. Yes. When user click on this, then only want to show these three controls. So that's why here you want to hide style is equal to one property I'm using. So don't think about this program. Just see what the purpose of container. That understanding is required for us. Yeah, what is display? Everything we'll discuss later. Just I'm using this one. Now what I have given, I am hiding this input control. Now if you refresh it, it is hidden. Like that, second input control. Style is equal to display none. Now it is also hiding. And here also display none I have given. It is hiding. See, in each and every control I applied this display property, right? In each and every control I applied the display. For example, login form, you want to hide all controls at the time of page loading. Login form may, registration form. Registration form may contains many more controls. Okay, login form, three controls we have taken. But in registration form, retype password, email address, like that many controls we have. In each and every control, if you want to write that display property, it is time taking process. So that's why all these controls we should group by using any container and apply display none to that container. Then every control will be hide. Got my point, I guess. Right. Now what I am doing here, just remove this style. here, here, and here. Again, all these controls it displays. Now take one div tag on top of this. Now, if I refresh it, so these three controls are there inside one div tag. Yes, if you observe, these three controls are there inside one div tag. Is it clear? Yes. Now in this div tag, I am using style is equal to display. Now refresh it. It is not displaying here. Means instead of applying the style on each and every control where I applied the root element of this login. What the root element we have taken div. Like that, these three controls we group now with the help of div tag. Yes, is it clear? Yeah. Now, what is the main purpose of containers? To hold multiple controls as a group. So you can use div or span or any other container. Okay. But every container contains their special features. We will discuss those things now. Yes. So before that, so I hope you clear with this container meaning. Okay. What is container? So that you got. What are the differences between these containers? We'll discuss later. Okay, now second one is non-container. Yes, non-containers means cannot hold other elements. Yeah, means we cannot place any other elements within the non-containers. Yes, yeah. If you want to access any input from user, we can use non-containers. Okay. Yeah. Yes. From user, you want to use any input. Okay, then we are taking the support of this non-containers. Like that, we have these two things. One is container, second one is non-container. What are the examples for these non-containers here? Input, IMG, etc. Okay. Yeah. Input we are using for text box button, etc. Now, can I place any other control inside the image? No, not possible. Can I place a button inside the text box? No, directly we cannot place. Like that, inside the button, can I place any text box? No, because all this comes under non-containers. Okay. This is about container and non-container. Okay. Now here, on note I am writing, containers, okay, have open and close tags. We can call them as pair tags. Yes. Containers can have open and closing tags. So for example, div, how can I declare this div? So div open and this div closing. Inside this open and closing, we are holding the other elements like image or text box and button, etc. etc. It is clear? Yeah. Like that, for example, span if you take. Okay. Yeah. Span like this. Inside this span, we are having like this. Yes. Yeah. So this is about the concept of this. Is it clear? Yeah. Now, note, non-containers cannot have separate closing tag. Yes, write it in attachment. Yeah, directly we can close this non-containers. Like here, input type is equal to text. So this is the slash we are using to close this. Yes. Like that. Yes. So non-containers we are closing directly with this slash, but containers we have separate closing tag, because in between of open and closing tag only we can hold other elements. That is the main point of this. Yes, yeah. This is about containers and non-containers. Okay. So I hope you clear with this. Any questions you want to ask? You can ask me. Chiru, Muhammad.
Yes, good sir. No questions from my side.
You got the clarity what is container, what is non-container?
Yes, please.
Yes, it's clear.
Yeah. Now, why we are using containers?
For holding other elements to group, applying any
Group.
uh, effect on those group of elements.
Multiple elements. You want to apply common properties on the multiple elements. So further we are grouping these elements using containers, and that container element inside the container element we are applying that property. Then it will affect on the all other controls which are placed inside the container. Yes. Yeah. So for example here, if I click on login, yes, one pop-up is coming here. Yeah, this is one container. Okay. So they use a container to display these things. See, they use it what? Div tag, they use it here. You got it? So
Yes,
with
yes,
inside the div tag again, this is one group, and this white area is one group, blue area is one group. Like that, see, two different div tags they have taken inside that. Again, they have taken some elements inside these groups like span line. Okay. So this is the best example. Like that, not only this login, everything. Okay. So we are creating with the help of containers. Okay. Yeah. Now, the next point is containers again. Huh? Yes. Containers again we have two types. Yes. Two types. What the first one? Yeah. Block level elements or block elements. Okay. Second one is inline elements. Actually, block elements we are calling, not block level elements. So first one is what? Block elements. Second one is inline elements. Okay. What is block element? Yes. Occupies, so complete width of the screen. Okay. So we can use to display as a group of elements as a block section. Yeah, that is the main. We can use to display group of elements as a separate section. Separate section means block section like that. Okay. Example, div table paragraph. This comes under block elements. So block elements occupy complete width of the screen. Okay. We can use to display group of elements as separate section. Okay. As a block section. Okay. I will tell you what is that. For example, div I have given. Inside this div, one image source is equal to orange.jpg. Width is equal to something like 30 pixels. Now, after this div tag, I am using Scott. Is div inline element or block element? Hmm? Hmm. Is this div inline or block element?
Block.
Block. Block.
Block element. Where are you expecting this Scott? Where are you expecting this block? This Scott? Side of this image or in new
Corner.
line? Huh?
In the corner, top.
So here inside this div, I am displaying one image. After that, I have given Scott. Now that image and Scott display side by side or in different lines. In different lines, you can see this. Right? Because this div is occupying the complete width of the screen. You want to see? Just apply on background color, something like yellow I have given. Now refresh. See? Occupy the complete width of the screen. Got it? So instead of this image, if I take any text like hi I have given. Now refresh and displays like that. 1 second, let me connect charger. Yes. Anji. Now see this. So this div tag is occupied the complete without the screen because that is block element. For example, if we take span, what is span? Is it inline or block element? It is inline element. That's why Scott will display side of this div, span tag. Means you're getting side of this hi message. Is this clear? Yeah. Means for example, two groups are there. Okay. Group of elements like login and registration like that. These two you want to display side by side. Then better to prepare that group by using span. Is it clear? Yes. In case you want to display these two groups one by one. Okay. Yes. Then we are using div. Yes. Like that. This is the main purpose why we are using here. The div and span. So div and span, the main purpose to hold other elements. Yes. But the thing is, div we are using to display the group of elements side by side. And span we are using, sorry, Div we are using to display the elements one by one, and span we are using to display the elements side by side. In case you want to display as elements as rows and columns, then we are using table. So that I will discuss. Okay, the remaining elements also I will discuss. So here now, if we are coming, see in this web page, if you observe here, so right click, page source. So you can see many divs, paragraph, divs like that. So the center page contains all these elements. Is it clear? Yes, like that. Yes. So now you got the clarity why we are using the div. Yes, div we are using to hold multiple elements. Span also same, but these elements you want to display side by side or one by one, then we can use span for side by side and div for one by one. Next one, table we will discuss. Table is also one container. Inside the table, you can place the other contours, but the purpose of table is different. So rows and columns, in that way, you want to display the element, then we are taking the support of table. Like that paragraph, etc., etc. We have used. Is it clear? Yes. So I will discuss those things here. So this is about what is container and non-container, what is inline element and block element. Okay, inline elements. Width of the element is up to the content. Means it doesn't occupy the complete screen size. Example, span, anchor tag. This comes under inline elements. Okay. So anchor tag we are using to display the hyperlinks that I will discuss. Okay. So now we discussed about div span, these two. So these two are used to hold multiple contours as a group. So you want to create two groups and you want to display side by side, then we are taking the support of div. Sorry, span. If you want to display these two groups one by one, then we are taking the support of div. For example, I want to group the elements as table, rows, and columns. Then we will use table. And you want to hold any elements as paragraph text, then we are using paragraph. Okay, and hyperlinks you want to display anchor. Those all I will discuss later. Okay, so this is the basic concept what we should know, okay, about the containers and non-containers. Yes, so till now many people, okay, they have idea on HTML, but so what is container, what is non-container, why we are using div, why we are in the span, so that confusions are there. So to clear those confusions, this concept is helpful to you. Okay. Yes. So why we are using div? To hold the group of controls. Span also same purpose without any additional features. Okay. Table means so some additional feature is there, rows and columns. But div and span, we don't have any special features, only to hold the contours. But here either occupy the complete screen or up to the content, that we can decide with the help of this inline and block. Okay. Yes. So div is very, very important. Okay. Frequently we are using this div in our application development. Got it? Yes. Now we need to discuss how to work with the table, anchor, paragraph, and what are the other non-containers we have. So those concepts we need to cover. So then we can move to that next concept, that is CSS. So CSS is very important, and SAS we are discussing since syntactical awesome style sheet. Okay. So that's SAS we are discussing here. So I will explain you how to work with this SAS and all. Okay. Yeah. In next class, I will discuss the remaining elements, and we will close this HTML by next class. We don't no need to spend more about this, and we more concentrate on the CSS and Bootstrap, media queries, and React functional logics. Okay. So I think you did not get drive access till now because I think only two people they done the payment, not yet fully. So those people will get the drive access. In the meanwhile, so what are the concepts I discussed here? Okay. So those concepts I will paste in the chat window of the Zoom meeting for your reference. Okay. So after demos, okay, the link will change. Payment link will come into the picture. So that time you will get the Google Drive access and all those who are registered. Okay. So then every day that programs, recordings, and I mean that project recordings, any notes like this, I will upload in the Google Drive. You can directly download from the drive. Okay. Yes. Any questions you have in this concept? Hmm? No. Then we will discuss the remaining topics in the next class. Okay. As I told you, demos we are spending up to 45 to 50 minutes. Okay. After that 1 hour session, 9 to 10. Okay. Fine. If you don't have any questions, then I will close this meeting. Fine. Okay. So see you next class. You can drop.